Hello all and welcome to video classes by Kannur Institutes. Today we will be discussing the sampling and non-sampling errors, right? So in the previous class we have discussed two basic sampling methods. One was the random sampling and another was the non-random sampling. So now when you are collecting the data or when you have considered the sample out of the population, there will be minute errors which happens. So those minute errors we call them as the sampling error and non-sampling error. So what is this sampling error? We have seen that there is a population which is considered, right? And out of this population we consider a small group of members as a sample. This is a population. And when you compare the actual data with the estimated data, you get there a minute error which is called as the sampling error. For example, I want to study the income of 5 families. Okay, so income of 5 families. So first family income for a month is 500. Second family is 600, third family maybe 550, fourth family maybe 650 and fifth family maybe 450. Now if you calculate the average of this, what will be the average? So how do you find average? You find average by adding these all, sum of the observation divided by the number of the observations, right? So you add these all. So this becomes 500 plus 600 plus 550, so on, right? So what is the total? 1100. So it becomes somewhere 1200, 1600 and 17, 2700 divided by how many families? It is 2700. So when you calculate, what happens? 2700 divided by 5, you get 5400 is the average income of these 5 families. Now, this is the total population for me now. Okay, now I want to take a sample out of this, because see, when we just have 5 families, it's easy for us to calculate, right? But when you have 5,000 families, then it's quite difficult for us to calculate, right? So that's the reason I'm just showing you the example here, right? So I have now just considered only these 2 families or maybe these 2 families as my sample. So if I consider these 2 families, how do we find average of this? This becomes a 550 plus 450, which is 1000, and if you divide it with 2, because we have just considered only 2 families, right? So this here you can find that the average is 500, but when you have calculated the average of the entire population, it was 540, but when you have estimated, it has become 500. Now you can see, right, 40 is the difference which we are getting here. So this is considered as the error. So this is considered as the sampling error. Why? Is because we have just considered only these 2 families as the sample for the entire population frame. So this is how we calculate the sampling error. Now let's move on to the next method, next type, which is the non-sampling error. So here we have 3 different kinds. One is the error in the data acquisition, and second is the non-response error, and third is the sampling bias. So what is this error in the data acquisition? See, we have received data as in the previous example we have seen, right? 450, 500, 550. So this was the data which we have collected. Here in this data acquisition, what has happened is instead of 540, you might have just written as 54 instead of 540. So what has happened here? You can see that just by omitting this 0, the data whatever you have inputted in the computer or might be written by somebody else has a greater difference from 54 to 540. So these kind of error can happen when there will be the acquisition of the data, or when we are collecting the data, or when we are gathering the data. Or might be like this, if you want to write 13 but you have written 1.3. So you can see the difference, right? 1.3 is far lesser than 13. So this is the error which can happen while acquiring the data. And next, when we are talking about the non-response error. What is this non-response error? You have considered a sample from the population, right? So this is your sample out of this population. And when you have finalized that this is the sample may contain 5 people or 10 person, okay? So out of these 10 people, if one doesn't respond, then what happens? Your sample is incomplete there. So that's the non-response. The one person, he is not responding to your questionnaire. So that becomes your non-response error, because we cannot consider a number here, right? Because if he haven't given his response, then I cannot take his questionnaire and fill it off, right? So that's the reason those kind of situation will also be there when you are conducting the survey. So that kind of problem or that kind of error considered as the non-response error. And what is this sampling bias? When you have considered a sample, okay, so I have told you there will be an influence, right? So if a person have been chosen under that as a sample, okay, for example, this was the sample which should have taken by the person or the interviewer, but what he has done is for his beneficial, he has taken this sample. Okay, so here what has happened, instead of conducting the questionnaire for this sample, he has conducted questionnaire for this sample. So that's nothing but the sampling bias. What is happening here is we are not actually conducting the sample, we are not actually conducting the questionnaire or the survey for the considered sample, because the one which is been selected before has been changed, has been shown bias now. That's the sampling bias. So this is how there will be errors when we are collecting the data. One is the sampling and second is the non-sampling error. So this is how the data acquisition problem comes when we are conducting the surveys. So I hope this chapter is clear now. If you have any doubts, I suggest you to read through the textbook once, and if you still have any doubts, you can message me on my WhatsApp number. See you all in the next video class.